What's up, guys? I don't know why I always have to giggle. Today, my friends, we will be tackling motherhood. More specifically, I want to talk about some things that nobody ever told me about the birthing process. So this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with like motherhood itself, but like the process of becoming a mother. Like when you're at the hospital, you're in labor, things are happening. These are 10 things people don't normally tell you about. Just a couple things real quick. Number one, some of these things might get graphic, so prepare yourself. If you have a weak stomach, this is not for the faint of heart. I'm gonna tell you like it is. So that's number one. Number two, I didn't have my mom or my family when I was pregnant and when I went into labor. So this may just be a bunch of stuff that nobody told me because I didn't have anybody to tell me. All I had were my friends and none of them had kids at the time. So that's probably why nobody told me. But anyway, here we go. Number one, ask for drugs ahead of time. I didn't know this. Thankfully, my nurse was nice enough to tell me, but I was almost at a point of no return. So here's what happens. When you get to the hospital, if you plan to have an epidural at some point, don't wait to tell anybody. Tell them immediately, listen, I'm gonna need an epidural. Please schedule me. Because if you wait, okay, and then they can't find the anesthesiologist, you're done for. Let's not do that, okay? Let's ask ahead of time, okay? Number two, once you get the epidural, think very carefully about who you want in the room because you will fart uncontrollably, okay? I unfortunately had some people in the room. It was embarrassing. It just wasn't necessary, you know? I couldn't, and then I couldn't send them home. Just think really hard about who you want in the room with you after that epidural. Number three, my water actually broke while I was like out and about. So when I got to the hospital, they basically had me stripped down to absolutely nothing. And I basically sat on a puppy pad. Didn't nobody tell me that was gonna happen. But at some point, whether your water breaks naturally or whether they break it for you, you're gonna be sitting butt naked on a puppy pad. It continues to, you know, flow. It's uncomfortable. You're welcome for letting you know ahead of time. So just emotionally prepare for that. That's what I'm here for. Number four, catheters. Okay, I didn't ask for an epidural right away, so I was still feeling a lot of my contraction. And they were pretty intense. They were so intense that the doctor actually came in. They put in a catheter in my uterus to more accurately measure my contractions, okay? I hadn't had an epidural yet, and it didn't nobody tell me. It hurt. I screamed audibly. Just FYI, if they need to do that, it's gonna hurt. You're welcome. You're welcome. Number five, this actually didn't happen to me. It's pretty common for women after like active labor, you've had your baby, it's pretty common for women to experience tremors. You're shaking uncontrollably, it's difficult to hold your baby, it will pass. It's normal, not a lot of people talk about it, not a lot of people will tell you about it. You feel really uncomfortable because you can't control yourself. But yeah, it passes. Calm down. Number six, this is a big one. This is, well, I mean, it's a big one for me. I wish somebody would have told me because like the nurse didn't even warn me before it happened. So you've had your baby vaginally, okay? Some things had to be stitched. Let's just put it like that. Some things had to be stitched. You're kicking it on the bed. You've had some painkillers, but the epidural has worn off now. The nurses will not discharge you until after you've gone to the bathroom. That means both number 1 and number 2. Number 2 was really what I was concerned about. But let me tell you something. That first number 1, nobody said anything. The nurse just came in. She said, I'm gonna help you go to the bathroom. I sat happily, just thinking about how I'm just gonna pass some fluids. No, it felt like someone had poured acid on my lady parts. I will never be doing that again. The nurse didn't even tell me this might sting a little. Nope, nope, nobody told me. So I screamed. Okay, number 7. Before, I went into labor, talking with like my friends and my friends' moms, and even my mom told me, when you go to the hospital, just like take all the blankets and stuff, all the diapers, whatever they provide in the little baby caddy thingy or whatever, it's yours for you to take. I was actually told otherwise at the hospital. I asked the nurse, can I take these baby blankets and the onesies and stuff and the diapers? She was like, no, you can't have that. I don't know if they changed policies or if people just be stealing them, but I suggest that you not advertise if you plan to take the blankets, just saying. Number 8, the hospital is actually no longer allowed to check your car seat for you. I was told the hospital would actually make sure that the car seat was in correctly, and we got discharged, walked out to the car with my nurse, and she refused to check my car seat. I don't really know where they do it now. I know we tried to go to a fire station and they wouldn't do it either. Consult your city councilman? I don't know. But yeah, the hospital won't do it, and neither will the fire department. So number 9, this was a big one for me because again, I didn't have any family with me. All I had were my friends, and my mom was just like miles and miles and miles away. You cannot film you giving birth at the hospital. I didn't know that. I thought I could film it for everybody and then just be like, look, I did this. No. For some reason, they let us Skype my mom, but they wouldn't let us film me actually giving birth. But my mom was able to see my son like come out on Skype though. I don't know if that's like policy, but just, FYI, if your family members are far and you want to film your birthing, either ask your hospital ahead of time or just make sure that your family members are available for a Skype session. This last one caught me off guard. First of all, everybody told me when you have the baby, the motherly instinct just kind of comes natural. That didn't really happen for me. I kind of got home and I panicked. Again, I didn't have my mom around when my son came home from the hospital, so I don't know if that was like part of it. And you're like hormonal and stuff. You're just like crazy, I lost my marbles as soon as I got home from the hospital. But it's gonna be fine. It's fine. I'm fine. He's alive. I figured it out. It's fine. You'll be fine. All right, guys. So that was 10 things nobody really tells you about birthing. I hope you enjoyed this. I really do. I enjoyed telling you. I hope this helped. Good luck. Subscribe and stay tuned.